In 2022, Indonesia's total IPOs reached 60 and was valued at 2.2 billion US dollars, the highest total number of IPOs in Southeast Asia. Now, the Indonesian Stock Exchange's new economy listing board is also encouraging more technology-based companies to IPO. However, many startup companies are experiencing difficulties in the funding stages.
To conduct an initial public offering or IPO, the Indonesia Stock Exchange has 3 boards for listing. The main board is intended for prospective issuers and issuers of large companies that have a proven track record. The development board is intended for companies that do not fulfill the requirement of the main board and are in a state of reorganization. And the acceleration board is for publicly listed small to medium enterprises to conduct an IPO and raise funds for growth. Chairman of the Association of Indonesian Venture Capitals and Startups, Edi Danusaputro, shares that many startups are looking to go public on the acceleration board.
More and more are looking to IPO, but focusing now mostly on the acceleration board, not yet at the main board. Why? Because the investors are different type of investors at the main board, much more retail, much more short term, so the stock price, it becomes very volatile. A startup lists on the acceleration board, then your peers within that board, most of them are startups. So, also startups, right? So you're compared against the same industry group or the same peer groups, right? Which is, for me, is a bit more, I guess, fair.
He also expressed that business-to-business startups have a clearer and shorter path to profitability versus business-to-consumer companies, as Indonesian consumers are price-sensitive towards changes in the market.
In general, B2B, business-to-business startups, for startups that focus on B2B, I'm not generalizing, but because of their business model, they don't burn cash as heavily as B2C, business to consumer. So B2B in general will have a shorter path to profitability, whereas B2C, because the nature of the consumers, Indonesian consumers are very, I guess, price sensitive. Then if you stop the cash burn, you stop the promos, discounts, cashbacks, and whatever, people tend to switch. So this becomes more tricky. So we see more B2B companies that are looking to IPO because they're already cash flow positive or they have a shorter path to profitability.
Amid the current global economic challenges, investors remain cautious. And with many startup companies being a long-term investment, the path to profitability remains uncertain. For Metro Globe Network, Audrey Widodo.